Hi guys, so today we're going to be doing a very simple video. It's like 12 a.m. right now. I'm kind of tired, but I'm also kind of awake, so today we're going to be doing my August wrap-up, and we're going to talk about all the books that I read in August, but we're also going to make this not just an August TBR, but we're going to also make it a September TBR. I think I just said August TBR. You guys get it. We're going to do an August wrap-up and a September TBR. Even though we're halfway through September, we're going to try. And that's all that matters. Because that's what we're known for here on this channel, right? Just trying, and effort is all that matters. So let's just get into all of the books that I hopefully will read. I probably won't, but effort. That's all that matters. So let's get into what I read in August. So the first and only book that I read in August was A Curse So Dark and Lonely. This is a Beauty and the Beast retelling. It is a YA fantasy retelling of Beauty and the Beast. And this takes place in two different parts of our world. It takes place in Washington, D.C. in modern day, and that's where our female character comes from, and then our beast character comes from a magical world called Emberfall. It's kind of like a parallel universe. Like, it's kind of like under Washington, D.C., where this book takes place. So our main character, Harper, she has cerebral palsy. Now let me just point that out. The representation in this book for cerebral palsy is really well done, I have to say. It's very nicely well done. It's very accurate, because I did some research after I read this book, and it's very accurate. So praise to the author for making it very accurate. To people who may have cerebral palsy and who actually read this book, they can see themselves as a strong female heroine in this story, which I greatly appreciate. I think that was really well done. And she is basically watching out for any people that come to, like, basically, I don't know why I'm like trying to explain this to you, but basically her dad got in trouble a few years ago with like financial situations, so now he's in jail, and there are people coming after her and her brother. So her mother has cancer, so her and her brother Jake, they try to pull off these kind of like little crimes. So she's just waiting there. She's like waiting, look for people. She's kind of like the person who has to stay and look for people, and she has to make sure that no one gets caught. So one night she sees this woman getting attacked by this guy, and she tries to help the woman get away. The woman gets away, but BT dubs, Harper wakes up and she ends up in the magical world of Emberfall, which is where our beast character Ren comes in. Ren is this guy that has been sitting on this curse for about 300, maybe 400 years, and he wants to, as usual, every Beauty and the Beast retelling, he needs to take a girl, have her fall in love with him, and then the curse is broken. That's basically it. So yeah, but she's a thick girl. I read it all in like 3 weeks. I just finished it the other day, and it was actually really good. I really enjoyed it. I gave this a solid 4 stars on Goodreads, just because of how big it was. I don't think it needs to be like 500 pages. It did not need to be 500 pages. It could have been maybe 375 at most. It did not need to be 500. But I know we're setting up for a sequel and a series, so yeah. But Ren, in this book, he is the beast character, and it's his last season, and he's kind of in this time loop basically where he repeats his 18th birthday every single season. So when the season that this all takes place is in autumn, so he repeats every autumn every year. He always starts on his 18th birthday. So he's been doing this for like 300 years, and this enchantress cursed him. You get it. And he and Harper have to fall in love and see if they can make this work. What I really appreciated about the book was that Harper really questions if this like attraction that she's supposed to feel is love, which I actually really appreciated that, because it's not like they fall in love immediately. It takes them it takes them like this much before they realize like, oh my god, I actually do have feelings for you. Like, it takes them a really long time to like, first of all get to know each other, and it's really interesting actually. I really appreciate how the romance was realistic, but it really wasn't like the main the main thing holding the story together. But what was really holding the story together were the characters and the very interesting character relationships between the two main characters. I thought that Harper didn't let her disability define her. She was very strong, she was very feisty, she was very headstrong, and she was a badass girl. So I thought that was super fun. And the main male character, Ren, I thought he was going to be really cliche, but he really wasn't. He really like grew on me. He really had some like mental like stuff happening with him, which I thought was really interesting. But he had his reasons to take however many girls he took over the past like 400 years to have them fall in love with him. He doesn't even want them to fall in love with him. Usually like these girls, they're just like dazzled by like the jewelry and like his fancy estate and everything. But not Harper. Definitely not Harper. But yeah, I really appreciated the character dynamics and the kind of slow burn romance, but also very realistic take on the romance. And I think I will pick up the sequel. I think the sequel's called A Heart So Fierce and Broken, and I think that comes out in January too. So I will definitely be picking up the sequel, because while this doesn't really end on a cliffhanger, I'm like interested to see where the story goes. So overall, I gave this 4 stars, and yeah, I think you guys really like Beauty and the Beast retellings. You guys will really like this. It's very different from the Beauty and the Beast retellings like you've read so far. So let me know if you guys read this, because I actually really enjoyed it. So, and maybe I'll be picking up some of the author's work very soon, because I know she has 2 other books out. So yeah, I give this 4 stars. So let's move into the September TBR. So for September, I plan to read 4 books. I know, we're already halfway through September, and you're like, well, you're really gonna read 4 books? And I'm like, yeah, I am. I'm gonna try to. So the first book that I hope to get through, you probably just saw it because I just like waited in front of the camera, but that is After by Anna Todd. I am currently 4 chapters into this, and I'm enjoying it for what it is, but I'm not loving it. Like, I'm highlighting as I go. I have a checklist and everything. I have some things highlighted that I'm going to be doing in a very ranty review super soon when I finish this 600-page beast. I'm only 3 chapters into it, and nothing's really happened, but I will let you know when I get through this thick girl. But yeah, I'm not gonna tell you what After is about, because you guys should all know what it's about, the book and the movie. And if you guys don't know what either of them are about, then you guys can go and watch my After movie review and breakdown, which is like a half-hour long. So shameless self-promo, but you should go watch it because I worked really hard on it. So yeah, and I got a lot of views on it too. So yeah, so After, who knows? Maybe this will be in my October TBR. Who knows? And then I plan to read an entire trilogy this month. And that is the Shadow and... They're backward. Let me fix that. I plan to read the entire Shadow and Bone trilogy by Lee Bardugo, or GRISHA trilogy. We'll go with the GRISHA trilogy. I plan to read the entire trilogy. I only ever read the first book back in freshman year of high school, and I only ever read it once. So I have to reread this. So it's basically like I'm reading it for the first time because I haven't read it in 4 years, and I really don't remember anything that happened, so great. but I have it in the old cover, which I actually find pretty beautiful. It's a really nice cover. I really enjoy it. So yeah, I really like the cover, and I just recently got Siege and Storm, which is the second book, and Ruin and Rising, which is the third book, at Barnes & Noble recently. I had a gift card, don't worry. And I got the new covers, and I never read Siege and Storm or Ruin and Rising. I never read the second or third book, so that will be my first time going into the second and third book in the trilogy. And then I'll be rereading the first book for the first time ever. But it's kind of good. It's kind of gonna be like the first time because I haven't read it in 4 years, like I just said. But like, look how pretty like these covers are. I really wish I had the Shadow and Bone cover like in the new cover. Even though I don't really like it, I think like the original cover and the new covers go like really well together. But yeah, if you guys don't know what this series is about, I guess I'll give you like a little rundown. This series is about a girl named Alina who saves her best friend from being killed by a creature, and she has these abilities. And I'm not going to say what the abilities are because that's kind of a spoiler, but basically in this world there are these people called GRISHA who have these different types of abilities, basically like elemental abilities pretty much, or they can like kill people, or like it's like elemental magic. They can kill people, or they can make clothes, which is super interesting. That they explain all in like the book. They have a chart right here of like all of the different type of Grecian people and like the abilities and everything and what their titles are. But overall, she gets taken away to the castle by the Darkling, who's like the leader of the Grisha. He's like the king of the Grisha, and he's got to do some. He wants to use her for good, supposedly, but later things happen, plots happen. I know there's a love triangle in this, so we'll see. I heard that it's very 2012, and I read it in 2015 for the first time, but now I'm gonna read it in 2019 again, so we'll see if my reading taste has changed. When I first read this, I gave it a 5 out of 5 stars. I thought it was perfection, but my reading taste had definitely changed, so we will see. But I also plan to read, like I said before, the second and third book for the first time ever. I really hope I can just like plow through this entire trilogy in like the next like 2 weeks. I feel like I can. Probably not, but you know what? That's what October is for. We can also drag this trilogy into October. So yeah, and if you guys want me to do like book reviews or like reading vlogs on these, let me know in the comments down below. I don't think I'll do like book reviews for these. I think I'll do reading vlogs for like each individual book. Or do you guys want me to do like an entire like reading vlog dedicated to the entire trilogy? Because I think doing it for the 3 books in the trilogy just like separately, like I do one for Shadow and Bone, I do another for Siege and Storm, and then I do another for Ruin and Rising. I think that would be I think that would be better if I just do it for each individual book, and then when the vlog is done, I'll give you my overall thoughts of what I thought about the book, like my rating, how I felt about it, and what I liked about it and what I didn't like about it. So let me know in the comments down below if you guys want to see those kind of vlogs, because I think that would be super fun. And yeah, that was it. That was my August TBR and my September TBR. So yeah, that was it, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I don't have an outro, so you guys know what to do. Like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys again in my next video. Alright, goodbye guys. Goodbye.